Well, I was wrong, which, do you know what? Normally, not a problem. But in this case, God, I wish I was right. I just finished streaming over on kick.com/Scottejaye, doing Dragonsoul reset, because it's reset night on NA. Came in to make myself a nice cup of tea and sit down and watch the new episode of Daredevil Reborn, and Blizzard dropped this. Honestly, not only is it a good few weeks sooner than I was expecting, it's also the complete opposite to what I was expecting. Now, we know when it comes to data mining, you can only have so much faith in it. There's going to be things that are found which Blizzard thought was a good idea, and they decided to go the complete opposite way because maybe the complete opposite way was just easier, which in this case I would guess it probably was. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, the Dragonsoul nerfs start next week. In terms of data mining, it was found quite a while back now that actually there was a Dragonsoul buff that was found where it was going to give us health, damage, absorb, basically the same as the ICC buff back in Wrath of the Lich King. But it looks like that meant absolutely nothing, and it looks like whatever it was is not going to be used because we're actually getting the original Dragonsoul nerfs. So starting next reset, literally this reset now is your last chance to actually clear Dragonsoul, get Spine and Madness down before the buff or debuff, it's technically a debuff, starts. What it's going to do is reduce everything's health and damage by 5%. Now it's going to be stacking by 5% every 2 weeks until the last week of May, at which point it will be at its highest potency, or whatever you want to call it, and that's going to be 30%. Now, we know Dragonsoul was never going to last anywhere near as long as ICC, or let's be honest, even those of us that are enjoying Dragonsoul, because I am enjoying Dragonsoul, still had our fingers crossed that it wasn't going to last anywhere near as long as ICC, because if we go back to Wrath of the Lich King, the actual buff that we all got, where it was stacking every 2 weeks, that didn't start for a couple of months. It was October when ICC opened, and then it wasn't until December when they actually started adding the buff in. And again, it was every couple of weeks stacking up. Now, I'm kind of not surprised that we're going to be rushing through this phase, or it's certainly going to seem like we're rushing through the phase, because once this buff gets to 15-20%, which, let's face it, that's not that far away, everything is just going to be falling over in there, where, you know, that can be quite fun, don't get me wrong. It's going to be nice to see how quick we can kill bosses as this buff starts stacking up. But having only just done my 4th clear tonight and the debuffs coming in next week, or buff, debuff, I'm calling it something different every sentence, but it is late. It's like 1 a.m. I'd be interested to know whether you think it's too soon or not. Obviously, let me know in the comments. But like I say, it's no surprise that we're going to kind of feel like we're rushing through this phase, because they definitely want to get to Mr. Pandaria. And the fact that the Mr. Pandaria patch was found where it's like the vendor build, where it's going off to all of the AMD and NVIDIA or whatever, you know, so they can start building drivers for MOP, it's not really surprising to me, at least. I would realistically expect the MOP beta to start next month, maybe towards the end of next month, but definitely quite soon, because there is tons to test. And certainly when we get to the end of May, where the 30% debuff is fully in place, we're going to want to be pretty far along, because we definitely don't want a replay of original Cataclysm, where we were sat in Dragonsoul for months and months and months waiting for them to get MOP ready. So yeah, that's it. Very quick video. Second very quick video today, but I just wanted to let you know that if you haven't got Spine and Madness down, this is your last chance before you've got the option of having the 5% debuff turned on, because remember, you will be able to turn it off. So don't panic. If you want to actually get a Spine, Madness, even Zonos, whatever bosses you're struggling with, or whatever ones you're working on still, if you want to actually get those down, you don't have to have the 5% nerf on next week. It's purely optional, but let's face it, why make it more difficult than it needs to be? We'll be having it turned on 100%, because why not? But anyway, as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. It is very late, so I wanted to keep this short and just let you know the cold hard facts. I'm going to get off and watch Daredevil and go to bed. So good night. See you on the next one.